Now 2 others, both criminals, were led away with him to be executed. When they came to the place called the Skull, they crucified him and the criminals there, one on his right and the other on his left. Then Jesus said,
Father, forgive them. They know not what they do.
They divided his garments by casting lots. The people stood by and watched. The rulers, meanwhile, sneered at him and said, Even the soldiers jeered at him. As they approached to offer him wine, they called out, Above him there was an inscription that read, This is the King of the Jews. Now one of the criminals hanging there reviled Jesus, saying,
Are you not the Christ? Save yourself and us.
The other, however, rebuking him, said in reply,
Have you no fear of God, for you are subject to the same condemnation? Indeed, we have been condemned justly, for the sentence we received corresponds to our crimes. But this man has done nothing criminal.
Then he said,
Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom.
He replied to him,
Amen, I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise.
It was now about noon, and darkness came over the whole land until 3 p.m. because of an eclipse of the sun. Then the veil of the temple was torn down in the middle. Jesus cried out in a loud voice,
Father, into your hands I commend my spirit.
And when he had said this, he breathed his last. The centurion who witnessed what had happened glorified God and said,
This man was innocent beyond doubt.
When all the people who had gathered for this spectacle saw what had happened, they returned home beating their breasts. But all his acquaintances stood at a distance, including the women who had followed him from Galilee and saw these events. Now there was a virtuous and righteous man named Joseph, who, though he was a member of the council, had not consented to their plan of action. He came from the Jewish town of Arimathea and was awaiting the kingdom of God. He went to Pilate and asked for the body of Jesus. After he had taken the body down, he wrapped it in a linen cloth and laid him in a rock-hewn tomb in which no one had yet been buried. It was the day of preparation, and the Sabbath was about to begin. The women who had come from Galilee with him followed behind. And when they had seen the tomb and the way in which his body was laid in it, they returned and prepared spices and perfumed oils. Then they rested on the Sabbath according to the commandment. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Can you see me behind all these things? I just want to point out some special people. Our young people who have just returned from a weekend retreat, Camp Hickory Hill, are with us, just coming from the retreat. What a wonderful, 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 awesome retreat it was for them. We want to applaud them, encourage them. Please stand. Please stand. Thank you for responding to the invitation. Our young people from our parish all are welcome whenever this retreat is being held. I hope others who are of that age group, next year when they call for them, please join them. It will be an experience you will be glad you had and enjoy and respond to with a great deal of strength and spirit. Right, Andrew? Thank you. Thank you. Invitations abound this week. Invitations abound. We enter into this holiest week of weeks for us as Catholics. And we invite you to journey to Jerusalem with us. And please bear with me as I just reiterate some of the splendid stops along the way to which you are invited and which will replenish you as a sort of a little retreat for yourselves, your family, and your friends. Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and Saturday, Holy Saturday are very distinct in our faith. They are days that we will only have one Mass on Holy Thursday. It is forbidden to have more than one. One Mass, and that'll be at 7:30 in the evening. But before that, on Thursday morning, Friday morning, and Saturday morning, there's going to be morning prayer in the church. There's no morning Masses, one Mass on Holy Thursday evening. But before that Mass, there is a wonderful parish shared supper in the ministry center at 5:45. You're all welcome to come, bring a covered dish. The details of coming and what you have to do are in the bulletin, page 5, so please make sure you take a bulletin home with you today. I think you have to call the office by tomorrow if you plan to come. After that is the Mass of the Lord's Supper at 7:30 in church, and adoration will continue of the Blessed Sacrament in the gathering rooms until 11 p.m. Good Friday also, morning prayer at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then it's at noon we have the 7 last words of Christ and meditation and reflection on those words. At 1 p.m., there is the Stations of the Cross by our high school youth. At 2 p.m. is the celebration of the Lord's Passion. That's the only time in which communion will be given, that one day at the celebration of the Lord's Passion. It's not a Mass, it is a ritual that is rich with symbols. And at 7 p.m. again, there are the Stations of the Cross, and this time it is the junior high youth that will be leading that. Holy Saturday, again, morning prayer at 9. At 12 noon, there's the blessing of the Easter foods in church, 12 noon. No Mass yet. Mass comes at 8 o'clock Saturday evening, at which many people, and you will be so pleased and so proud to learn how many people will be brought into the church on that evening. We will begin at 8 p.m. at the Easter Vigil Mass with the blessing of the Holy Fire and the light of Christ. Easter Sunday, 8 o'clock Mass as usual. However, at 9:30 there are 2 Masses. 2 Masses Easter Sunday, 9:30. One in church, the other one in the school gym and cafeteria. It's a good thing that we have to have 2. It says volumes, I think, to people. If you are planning to attend that, parking behind the school, plenty of parking back there. And then the regular Masses at 11, 12:30, and 4:30. Invitations abound. You have never been so popular to receive so many invitations in your life. We hope that we can see you. We hope that you can join us. It will be a time of reflection, a time of joy and celebration for us all. Please stand for our prayer of the faithful.